Welcome back, y'all, to the channel. Thanks for coming back to check out another video. Today we're working on the K&N Defender Max HD10 Lone Star Edition, and we're going to take and give this thing a bath. We're going to scrub these seats, which many of y'all are probably wondering what you should use on your seats. And we're going to do an oil change and upgrade and change out the air filter to a K&N Style Air Filter. Y'all don't forget to like, share, subscribe, drop me a comment down below. Let's get this video started. So as y'all can see, this thing's pretty dirty and needs a bath. So today what I'm going to be using is some Pro Clean bike cleaner. This is for like quads, side-by-sides, all that stuff. It's a real good cleaner. You mix with water. And then also I'm going to use some Chemical Guys Mr. Gold, which is a good cleaner. And I'm going to use this foamer right here that works with a regular water hose and sprayer. No pressure washer needed. For the oil change, I've got a new oil filter and then the K&N brand fully synthetic 5W40 oil. And then this is the new upgraded air filter. Should flow a lot better than a paper one. So we'll go into detail on all that when it comes time to change it. You can see that my seats have that normal dirt and grime junk all over them. So they really need a good scrub and need to be cleaned up. So I'm going to start with that Pro Clean on these and then also just give it some agitation with a brush. Here's a look at the back ones before they get cleaned. Let's get started with giving this thing a bath and getting it cleaned up. Alright, so we're going to start by getting the seats all wet and then we'll put the Pro Clean on them. I've got this Pro Clean mix 50-50 in the sprayer. All right, we got this thing all cleaned up, looking a whole lot better. And let's take a look at those seats. Oh yeah, those seats are looking a whole lot better. Much, much better. I just took the Chemical Guys Mr. Gold and I just foamed everything down inside and out. And then I just knitted off the wheels and the doors and the painted section. Just went over those real fast with a mitt and then rinsed it off, and that's it. So now that this thing is cleaned up and looking good, we're going to work on changing out that air filter next. To be able to do the oil change in the air filter, we have to open up the bed. So now we got the bed opened up. We can see our air filter right here. We just have these 3 clips on here. I'm just going to pop those off and lip those right on off. And then that'll come on out. Next we can pull out our air filter and just slide it right on out. You'll get a little dirt around here. So I'm going to take a wet rag and just wipe this off around the edge of the canister. So now that I've got this all wiped out, I can put in the new air filter, which does have the metal cage on the inside, but no metal cage on the outside. It's not necessary because it's stiff enough. So we'll slide this end in. Just like that. And then we'll reinstall the outer cap. Alright, so the filter's changed out. That's super easy. So now to move on with our oil change, to get to the oil filter, we have to go up here in the front, and right there, that little round cover, there's a little bit better look at it. So we gotta pull those 3 8mm bolts, and then after we pull those, then that cover will come off and the oil filter is right behind it. Don't forget that in order to get more room, you can pull this pin and just release it from the strut. So then that way you can get the bed open a little further and it'll give you a little bit more room to work. So now that I've got the 3 8mm out, I can pull this out, and here's our oil filter. This kind of makes a little bit of a mess, so you might put a rag down beneath there to try to help catch some of it when you pull the oil filter out. And then now we just want to look at our old oil filter and make sure that we get our new one in the correct way. So this open end is going to go on this side. So we're just going to pull our oil filter out of the housing, and this is what the other side looks like. And then also I like to clean this nasty oil out of the cap. In with the oil filter comes a new O-ring, so we can pull off this red one and slip on the new one, just like that. And then that's how the new oil filter sets right in. You can take a little bit of oil and just lubricate this rubber right here and then reinstall it. And then up underneath the machine, under the skid plate, right here in this hole that almost looks like a double circle hole, that is where you're going to have a 17mm up in there to loosen up and drain the oil out of. So on this drain plug here, there was this crush washer right here. There's a brand new crush washer that comes in the plastic bag that's around the oil filter in this kit. So be sure to put that new crush washer onto your oil drain plug. Alright, so now the oil is empty. So now we can start our 17mm oil plug back in by hand, and then we'll tighten it up with the ratchet. So right here is going to be your oil fill spot, and the K&N Defender HD10 motor takes 2.11 quarts. I'm using the K&N XPS full synthetic 5W40. This is just the K&N brand. I'm sure somebody makes it for them, but the 5W40 is the oil that's called for this machine. On the outside of these bottles, there's no clear see-through gauge for you to see how much you're putting in, so we just have to do it by feel and then check the oil level to make sure it's right. Alright, our oil's full, so now we can reinstall our dipstick, and then we can fire the machine up. So I got the oil change all finished up, and now I'm just putting the last touches on detailing this machine. And there's something I wanted to show y'all. This side I haven't treated yet, but there's a whole bunch of plastic, and even like the tailgate is kind of a little bit rubberized on this machine. So if you want it to stay looking nice, I use this stuff by the chemical guys called VRP, which is vinyl, rubber, and plastic protectant. As you can see here on the tailgate, I've done half of it with it and half of it does not have it. There's a huge difference between the two halves. This side, even though it's clean, still looks even slightly dirty. And then this side that's been treated looks like brand new. And then down this side, I've already done it. And again, there's so much plastic. Top and bottom back here, this painted area, all this plastic between the two doors, plastic all up in the fenders up in here. And this stuff just makes it look real nice once treated. Even on this front end, all this in here, that's all plastic back there. So you can treat all that and it'll really help make the front end and the whole machine look better. I'll put a link in today's video description for not only this, but also the oil change stuff and the K&N air filter as well. And I'll also put in links for the cleaners that I used on this machine today. If y'all have any interest in other things that you see done to this machine, such as the side mirrors, the wheels and tires, the doors, or even how I lifted this machine for free, be sure to check out those videos here on the channel. Also, I have a video on how I read the tune with HP tuners, and I still am working on getting out the video of writing a tune with HP tuners to your Can-Am Defender. So be sure to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you on the next video.